Hello, everyone. My name is Erica Sanborn. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications at the Windsor International Film Festival, and I'm very excited to today be chatting with our Executive Director and Chief Programmer, Vincent Georgi. He has just returned from Cannes, and so we're excited to hear kind of the ins and outs of the festival and how it went this year. Vincent.
Yeah, I can also prove I was in Cannes because I've got like color. I'm much more tan than I ever am.
We just got sunshine today, so yeah.
Okay, there you go. This is from the south of France right here. Yeah.
So how was it? You just got back yesterday, initial thoughts, overall feelings?
Yeah, I mean, what an extraordinary festival, an extraordinary opportunity for sure to be there and see such a world-class festival in action. It's really the grand name of all film festivals in the world. It's going into being 80 years old, and just so beautifully done and anticipated. And really it's the world convening on that festival. Huge presence of European filmmakers and agents and distributors, but also huge representation from North America, from Asia, from Africa. So really just such an impressive event to be a part of. And again, it's predominantly all world premieres. Like, it's really about the new films. The Oscars are now done for this year, so it's very, very future looking. It was extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary experience, and lots of croissants and lots of espresso and different varying degrees of service in the restaurants. People always say it's going to be all bad service. No, I had some really good service. I had some average service. I had less. Wide ranging.
You need that to compare.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like it also kicks off kind of the awards discussion for the year, leaving all like the 2026 Oscars in the rear view and kind of looking forward to what are the major films that we're going to be excited about for the coming year. When do we think they're going to be actually coming out for audiences? Is it 2026? Is it 2027?
Yeah.
Those things can really vary, but it definitely opens us up to seeing kind of what the world has to offer.
Oh, yes.
This year.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and that's as much as the films that were presented at the festival, which is about less than 100, actually. It's actually less than people probably realize. But there's also many films that go there that are being acquired, that are released in the future, next year or two. And also many films that were there just on concept. Some films didn't even have a script yet, and those have been purchased to even be made in future years. So there's always some planning, like the terrific, actually, De Gaulle film about Charles de Gaulle. We had its world premiere at Cannes this year, but that project had been purchased 2 years ago on spec. And so different films, different projects at different stages of their lives were all presented at Cannes this year. And it was a very, very good crop.
Yeah, there was some exciting sales announcements as well that we were seeing come through. And that'll determine how we can be acquiring films for the festival in the fall. So nice to see all of that happening.
And that's a big part of the time I spent there. There was, screening. I typically would see maybe 2 films a day, so manageable, but would have a ton of meetings every day, and get breakfast meetings, lunch and dinner meetings. And that's the thing. The days actually start really quite early. Your first meeting is usually shortly after 7 o'clock. We register for our tickets at 7 in the morning, and then by 7:15 you're probably at a breakfast meeting, and then goes through the afternoon and evening, and then the evenings tend to be late. So at some point the evenings get so late that the mornings become early, and that starts to overlap a bit. So it's just part of our industry, but really, really productive meetings and spending time with a lot of colleagues from around the world, which is great. And also spending a lot of time with actually Canadian colleagues. There's something about this sort of camp-like atmosphere of all the Canadians all in Europe together. That's its own dynamic, which I really enjoyed, actually.
I'd love to have you explain a little bit about how you attending the festival came to be. I know you were invited. Where did that come from? Kind of what triggered all of this happening?
Yeah, I mean, we've been contacted by the festival as they were in the planning stages of this year's edition, and they had said that they love what's happening at WIFF, and they're like, "Would you please make sure that you're at Cannes this year? I'd love to meet with you and kind of spend some time here." To which, I mean, what are you going to say? No. I mean, what a tremendous opportunity and offer for sure. And what I like the most about that, it really, I think, speaks to the stature and respect that people have for WIFF and the work that we're doing. And put that together, and that was now several months ago. And just got ready to go, and as much planning on your screening schedule, so all the major new films that you want to see, as much of the meetings you want to have with distributors and sales agents and different funding agencies and governmental agencies. You know, there also too, I'm on the board of Ontario Creates. We were part of a major economic development initiative out there. There's a great event that TIFF and Ontario Creates hosted together at Cannes, which was fantastic. So I mean, Canada came across, I think, very, very well at Cannes. There's really a lot of good Canadian moments, and also just the networking and the meeting with a lot of the European distributors, the European sales agents, just a lot of spending time together, which is really, really beneficial. As with most industries, it's very relationship based. Being there to represent our festival and meet with filmmakers and producers and meet with some embassies and that talking, you know, I met with fantastic representatives all from New Zealand, actually, who were talking about, you know, films and films we're looking at together and how we can do more together. There's a lot of different collaborative opportunities that came up. I knew it would be a lot, but it was actually even more than I even expected. It was really productive in that way, and ultimately just bring all the best back to WIFF, whether it's in terms of guests or films or new contacts for the festival. But it's going to be a good one this year. I can promise you that.
I mean, from the messages we were getting while you were there, I can.
Yeah, right. Our group chat was pretty active.
Yeah. When you talk about connecting with people in the industry on that worldwide scale, is that majority of relationships that have existed already? Are you meeting new people there? What was the flow of that?
It was actually all of the above. It was reconnecting with folks that we've known for years. I think of some of our distributors like Axia Films and spending time with them, who are fantastic, and they've been going to Cannes for 20 or 30 years, if not more. And reconnecting with media partners from Toronto Star, from Globe and Mail, from La Presse, catching up with some of our distributors, and also a lot of our guests that have been to WIFF before. So meeting them there, reconnecting for maybe a second time or third time, and then also being introduced to new people or people that we knew each other at a distance, never formally met. And that's the case with some Canadians, but certainly especially the case with a lot of the European, you know, sales agents and distributors that, you know, we've had an email relationship with for years, but we've actually never met. So those types of things. And then certainly, because there is a lot of social time and business time, it sort of blends, a ton of people that we had never met before, did not know each other. And whether they were representing other festivals, whether they were presenting films, you know, producers of upcoming projects. I had, you know, filmmakers meeting with you directly, you know, talking about their projects and wanting to see if we consider the film for WIFF this year. So it was sort of all of the above. It was reconnecting with people we knew very well, all the way to meeting with brand new folks and everything in between. It definitely was very, very social. And again, the nature of our business is it's social and business at the same time. So it all happens all at once. And I'd say realistically too, there's not many people that I spend any time with that weren't there for a minimum of about 5 days. It's too much of an investment to be there. So people are there for a decent amount of time. So to my surprise, actually, what actually did surprise me was actually having it at enough time to have some good quality meals with people, some good quality business lunches, some time to like really talk, get to know each other, talk about projects more thoroughly. I was expecting everything to be much more quick, you know, 4 minutes with everybody. And there's a little bit of that, but there was many an opportunity we actually had to host some people, to spend some time, to have a really good dinner with people and just really get to know people, get to know their projects, have them get to know the festival or deepen their understanding of the festival. So that was really good. A bit of a surprise, actually. There was a lot of time to do that, to be honest.
Nice that the visitors took the cue from European living. Everything is a little bit slower, take a little bit of time. And it's interesting that what you said about having more social time than expected. I think
definitely.
That we've heard as a festival from over the years, that the industry is so busy, and if you're not shooting something, you're presenting a film somewhere, you're always all over the place. And to have that little bit of time to sit down with colleagues and reconnect and talk about projects and all of that stuff, it's so valuable to people in the industry just to connect, but then also for upcoming stuff to be able to collaborate and all of those pieces.
100% right. I had a couple of filmmakers that were going to meet up, and they said, "You want to just sit on the beach?"
Nice.
And I'm like, sure. So we sat on the beach for like an hour and a half and talked film and talked about their projects and that. But like, if we're here, like, do you want to just enjoy ourselves and put our feet in the water as we're talking of their
Absolutely.
films. Like
Yeah.
that was the type of like, oh, and we can do it that way as well. Like
Yeah.
it was, or I mean, the amount of times I had dinner with people at 11 p.m.,
Mhm.
which for anyone that knows me, that's actually more my style, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm not
That's that,
surprised at all.
that was perfect. But the amount of times it's like, yeah, let's grab dinner at 11, like go do
Yeah.
something else. You got a screening, got some meetings, and we'll catch up late. Like that, I thought worked quite well. And Erica, your point is perfect in that so often in this industry, everything is so rush, and people are at a same event, but actually don't have a chance to connect.
Mm-hmm.
Here was much more intentional of some slower meals, some walks, you grab ice cream with people, or you sit down, in one of the many beautiful public spaces at Cannes and, kick the ball around, verbally, as you're sipping an espresso or having a gelato and but still always doing business and still doing stuff, but doing it in a really enjoyable atmosphere, which really added to it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in terms of the film festival itself, you've been to many festivals over the years. How did this one compare to those others? Obviously, it's a huge world-class festival.
It's definitely the most world-class. It's really exceptional. In the traditions and the protocols. It's very ceremonious. It's very pomp and circumstance. That's a huge part of it. But it's not only tuxedos and gowns. There are absolutely many events where, as long as you were, presentable or what have you, that you could go to. You know what I mean? It wasn't 24/7 tuxes and gowns. That's what's covered in the media. But no, there were many events where no, you come in jeans and a t-shirt, and that's absolutely fine. You come in a suit, and that's absolutely fine. So that's a little bit of a difference. It's a festival that's very proud of itself, as it should be. They have everything to be proud of. Cannes, I've been asked this question a couple times during the trip, and even since I've returned the past 24 hours, of like, where is Cannes into the world cinema right now? And I said, Cannes' brand has never been better as a festival. It's always been very prestigious, but the past 9 years since Parasite won the Best Picture Oscar in 2019, or past 6-7 years, I should say, their brand and their importance to the Oscar race and to North American distribution and to presenting films that actually have box office possibility has never been higher. So the importance of this festival is really high right now, and they deserve a lot of credit for that. So I'd say that. It's also oddly a very walkable festival. It's a lot of no lack of people changing out of running shoes or sneakers or that into a dress shoe quickly before you walk into something, because it's very walkable in that way. And it's a complex festival. It's a lot of rules. It's a lot of security. It's a lot of steps. It's not casual in that respect by any means. But that being said, extremely well organized, very timely, very prompt. Amazingly, their biggest theater, the Théâtre Lumière, has about 2,500 seats.
Wow.
If you think of that, so if you think of that compared to our largest theater, the Chrysler, it's a little bit more than double. Their ease of getting people in and out of there in a timely fashion, absolutely exceptional. They did a great job with that. But the big takeaway of Cannes and why it's so beautiful and why it's so pomp and circumstance is everything is done ultimately to show respect to the filmmakers. And that's a pretty terrific thing. That everything's done to really reward and acknowledge the filmmakers, the filmmaking team. Because as you know, Erica, filmmaking is I'd argue actually the most collaborative art form. The end credits of a film have hundreds of names for a reason. Filmmaking is the ultimate team sport. So it's nice to see that elevated in such a great way, and no, really extraordinary experience.
Yeah, I feel like it's nice to be reminded of that, just how collaborative it is.
Yes.
And to be in an environment where the red carpet is fun and seeing the celebrities is fun, but to truly celebrate film and filmmaking and to see what people have come up with and where their mind can go, I think that's so much fun, and just so fun that we get to
it absolutely is. Yeah, it absolutely is. That's really, and that you actually feel that's palpably the crux of it. And yes, there's everything goes with it, and the red carpets and the champagne and the dresses. It's all great, and it actually is very exciting. But funny enough, I would say that doesn't actually supplant the core of it, which is really celebrating the films and filmmakers. Nothing replaces that, and people are generally in really good spirits. That being said, don't get me wrong. As films premiere, critics are there, reviews come out. Some films land really well, some films land differently, some films don't land. There can be some folks that spend more time in Cannes. Some people get on a plane very fast. It really depends how films land. But also, these things will be, iterative. It's May. These films have world premiered now. Some of those films will surface again at major festivals in the summer or certainly in the fall. Some will be waiting till the next year, theatrical release, streaming release. So there's time for these to be moved around or thought through. But yeah, it's definitely a very exciting festival and very exciting experience.
So that ties well into our next question, I guess.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what some of your most anticipated films were going into the festival?
Yeah, there were quite a few I was really, really excited to see. One of them was actually a film that you put me on to because you'd read the book, was The Birthday Party. I was very excited to see that because I'd not read the book. So I was quite blind to the project. It's a film by the filmmaker Lea Misius. We'd shown her film Five Devils back a few years ago. So I was really excited to see that. It was playing last in the festival, which I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like it's very late in the competition. I really want to see that. I was really looking forward to the new Jane Schonbrun film, Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma, that movie had picked up with Gillian Anderson and Hannah Einbinder. So I wanted to see that. I was very much looking forward to Paper Tiger, James Gray's film with Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver. I wanted to see that. I was also very excited of the return of the Russian filmmaker Andrei Zvyagintsev. With his new film Minotaur. He hasn't made a film in 9 years. He was very ill during the pandemic. So there was thinking back then actually that he actually wasn't going to make it. So just nice to know he's got a new film out. So that was very high on my list to see. And then also other films, on the list that I didn't know what to make of. Like initially this film called Black Ball by two filmmakers, Javier Ambrosio, Javier Calvo from Spain. I didn't know what to make of that project. So I was like, okay, it's on my radar, but I mean, who knows how this is going to turn out. So sort of curious about that. And then also just being open to discovery, knowing that once I get that at any festival, ours is very alive to this, that you go in and then you talk to someone in line and they're telling you the best film at the festival is one that's not even on your list. And that's what makes it a festival, is you go to some party and someone cannot stop talking about this film. I'm like, I haven't even heard of that one.
Everyone has their must-see.
Yeah. And that's rather exciting. So I had sort of my sense of stuff. I was quite excited to see what was going to happen with that, but I was also really open to, and there's also different, just as WIFF, we have different slates. We have an architecture slate, we have a francophone slate, on and on. There's different sort of slates, if you will, or programs within Cannes, that you've got the main competition where people compete for the Palme d'Or. It's only 22 films. Then you've got a category called Un Certain Regard, which is for filmmakers that it's their first or second film. It must be that. You've got another slate of films that are actually chosen by film critics. You've got another slate of films that are chosen by directors. Like there's so many different pockets of films too that you can discover some stuff that's interesting. So those are some films, but the ones I mentioned were ones that were also on my radar, and then keeping open to whatever happens, because no matter what, and you as our director of marketing, Erica, you know this for sure, every year there's a film that hits, and like we know that's going to hit, and then it hits. And every year there's a film that hits spectacularly, and you and I will look at ourselves and be like, we had no idea. Like we
together and
you go with it, and then everyone's like, well, clearly the brilliant WIFF marketing did that one, and we sort of like, oh my gosh, no, that one was almost accidental how well that turned out, or how the one Erica I go back to years ago was how big of a hit Loving Vincent was. We were not ready. That was back in 2017, and we knew it was going to go well and be popular. But that film, super popular and played 1,000 times. But that's always fun for me as a marketing person too. I always find it interesting that there's, no matter how much you plan things, an audience will tell you what they liked, and they will take that film on and they will champion it and turn it into a thing. And there's always a film that just the audience just grabs hold of and says, "This is ours," and you just go with that.
We always say the audience knows best.
Audience knows best. Always. Audience knows best.
We're here to serve.
Yeah, exactly.
Any big surprises from what you did get to see film-wise?
Yeah. Hope, the South Korean film.
That was a big one online after.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Very... So I didn't know what to anticipate, and even having seen it, I still don't know what to make of it, in a good way. It's pretty wild. It is energetic, not boring for a moment. That is for sure. This is a monster movie of sorts set in rural South Korea. The visual effects are interesting. The American, not the American, but the European actors, Michael Fassbender and Alicia Vikander, are in it. I won't say more, but that sort of like caught me off guard.
Okay.
The film is a vibe, and I've got to say too, even up until 10 minutes before starting this interview, I was getting a couple text messages from WIFF people messaging. They're like, "What did you think of Hope? Is that coming to festival? What's happening with that film?" So it's definitely a film that's on people's list. So that sort of caught me by surprise, for sure. I would say Fjord, which ended up winning the Palme d'Or with Renata Reinsva and Sebastian Stan, from the Romanian filmmaker Christian Mungiu. That's his second Palme d'Or. He'd won 19 years ago for a film called 4 Months, 3 Weeks, 2 Days, which is excellent. That one surprised me just in terms of tone.
Okay.
The tone was different than I thought. Not in a bad way, actually. Just it was much more less gut punchy, more subtle than I thought. So that was nice to see that. I'm like, okay, it's a bit calmer of a film. There's a new major film called All of a Sudden from Japan. Yep. By Ryusuke Hamaguchi, who had made Drive My Car a few years ago. That was a big hit. Yeah, and that film with the French actress Virginie Fira and the Japanese actress Tao Okamoto, their performances are very interesting and surprised me. And the tone of the film, and I don't want to give too much away on that one, but there's a sort of an intertwining quality of those performances. This is what I'll say. They won the Best Actress Award together at the awards ceremony, and that's not an accident. Those performances, you almost can't separate them. That was a bit of a surprise in a good way. Yeah, those are some ones that surprised. I saw the Steven Soderbergh film on John Lennon. That was a documentary using a lot of AI. That was not very good. No, that did not turn out. What I do admire about Steven Soderbergh is he's always willing to play around and experiment. I always get this feeling that every Steven Soderbergh film is in a laboratory. He's always trying stuff out.
Yeah.
No, this clearly did not work. Let alone in people's thoughts on AI or not. The actual final result is that the film itself did not work at all. But yeah, a lot of interesting stuff though. But those are some of the surprises or things that sort of caught me. I'm like, oh, the tone is, and that's what's so beautiful at seeing these films so early is, if we're considering them for WIFF, it's just so we know what they are earlier. We can think about them and placement and what do you do with that? Is that an opening film or is that on a Sunday afternoon or what do you do with it? So yeah,
how they mesh with things we've booked already, how they compare to other things
that's it
over the years. So
that's exactly it. That's exactly
nice
it.
To see things ahead of time. It's
100%. Yep.
We're going to do a fast round now.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to throw out a line.
Okay.
You name a film or answer, just quick, whatever's first off the top of your head, right?
Yep. Yeah, I'm ready for you.
Best non-film experience at the festival.
Eating fantastic quality pizza.
Whoa.
Really good pizza. Oh my gosh, this fantastic place that Peter Howell from Toronto Star took me to, and thank you to him. Pizza Cressy. This fantastic place that Roger Ebert always used to hold court at during Cannes for years. Peter and his partner Margaret, who come to the festival every year, took me there for dinner the night before the festival started, and it was actually the best meal I had the whole time. It was so good. So really good pizza. Had really good pizza in Cannes. Yeah.
Noted. If I ever make it over, for sure.
Yeah. It was delicious.
Biggest starstruck moment.
Cate Blanchett.
Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Because she's, for me, I'm not. This. I'm not a celebrity type excitement person. It's just not the nature of what I'm into this for. But when I meet people I really respect.
Yeah.
That's very striking.
It's more about who they are as a person than them as a celebrity.
Yes. Exactly. So Cate Blanchett for sure. Cate Blanchett for sure in a heartbeat. And just what a great. Again, I'm old enough. Like I remember Cate Blanchett when she was just starting out, and she was like this new young actress named Cate Blanchett. Like sure, the Australian actress that's now in town, but her career she deserves all of it. She's extraordinary. Yeah, that was definitely a moment of like wow. Like
I think our colleague Talia will be jealous of that one.
I'm certain our colleague Talia will be jealous of it.
Anticipated film that lived up to the hype.
I would say Paper Tiger.
Okay.
I had a lot of expectation on that. It's the James Gray film with Adam Driver, Miles Teller, and Scarlett Johansson. It's set in the 80s in, I guess, the Brooklyn area, Queens area of New York, and it's an entanglement of a family that actually involved with the Russian mob.
Okay.
I had high expectations of that. James Gray hasn't made a film in a long time. The film's extraordinary.
Okay.
It really, really met up to expectations. I was really, really into it. Not only did I think it was really well done, very entertaining. Oh, absolutely. It totally played. There's not a dull minute in that film. It's very good. Called Paper Tiger. I really think highly of that film. Very good.
Adam Driver's in it, so I don't have to be convinced.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what, Erica? I would even say, I think some people would possibly argue it's his best performance. He's very good in it. He is, yeah.
When he has a good role, he's so strong. So it's
exactly. He's really good. And Miles Teller, excellent in it. The Scarlett Johansson performance, I can already tell you, will be divisive. I think she nailed what that character was, but I can already tell you it's one of those performances that some people are going to be like, "What was that?" No, if you go back to what she was doing, what she was tasked to do, I think it's a great performance. All three of them are very good. I think many people will try to just credit Miles Teller and Adam Driver and leave her out of the equation. No, she's excellent in the film, deserves credit. She's good. Yeah.
We'll be keeping an eye for that one.
Yeah.
Film you didn't get to see?
I did not end up seeing the Jane Schonbrun film.
Okay.
Teenage Love and Death, I Can't Miasma. I wanted to see it. It was high on my list. I just couldn't get the times and all that to work. So I'm looking forward to seeing that because I had a lot of colleagues that I respect who saw it, had really interesting takes on it. So I can't wait to watch it. But I did not get a chance to see that. It was definitely highly buzzed upon at the festival. People had a lot of really strong, passionate reactions to that. And I saw Jane and their team amazingly walking around like the beach area like early in the festival, and I think they clearly had all just arrived in from New York, so like they're walking around in like plaid and jeans, and everybody's there in like pastel colored like bathing suits, and it was a sight. It was a sight. But but they must have been very, very happy because I mean the film was highly touted in the festival, so a lot of good visibility for that film.
Nice.
Yeah.
Your favorite performance out of what you've seen?
Gosh, there were some good performances. I would say my favorite performer, actually, I think the jury got it right in the Best Actor prize. They awarded the two actors from the film Coward. Okay. They're two young actors from France. One is called Valentin Campagne, and one is called Emmanuel, I forget the last name, Macchia. They're extraordinary. They're unbelievable. I had not seen them on screen. For Emmanuel Macchia, it's his first film, if you can imagine. And Valentin Campagne had made, I think, a couple other smaller films. They are unbelievably good. They made the whole film completely work. And those performances combined, I was so happy they won as a duo.
Nice.
Very strong performances. They're unbelievably good actors.
And that was the Lucas Don't film?
That's right, the Lucas Don't film. So we showed film Close back at WIFF 2022. It's only Lucas's third film. His films are really distinguished from being very sensitive and caring and lovely. There's a real heart to his films. They're gentle. And this film is a lovely wartime film. Very sensitive, just incredibly well done. But the whole film rests on the shoulders of those two actors. There's no doubt about it. They have a lot of water to carry for that film, and they really pull it off. They're very, very good.
Great. Last one.
Yeah.
Your favorite film that you saw?
Very easy answer. Minotaur.
Okay.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. That's the Russian film by Andrei Zvyagintsev. It is about, I won't give any spoilers away, it is about contemporary Russian society and what is going on in the household of a seemingly well-connected public servant and his wife and child, and the different entanglements they have in the community. I think I'll keep it there. Okay. It is very entertaining. It's very political. It's very suspenseful. It has a lot to say. The whole time I'm watching that film, and again, films are physical. When I'm really into film, my body starts to, it just changes. I'm watching this film, I can feel it going through my body. I'm like, I'm loving this. And I didn't remember the runtime of the film. And as the film is ending, it is nailing it so hard. And then this moment, and I kept just thinking, please end here, this is perfect. It is so perfect. It just goes for a beat. And then the credits, and I literally threw my arms up in the air and started to applaud. There's a lot, I'm not the only one, there's a lot of us that were very hot on that film. It is so well done, gripping, intelligent, and again, I would also go back to entertaining. There's not a boring moment in that film at all. It's actually very entertaining, but that film is outstanding. For me, that was the clear best of festival. It was not particularly close. Loved
I
it.
know that just keeping an eye on some of the conversation online, about mid last week, I was seeing some murmurs of that was a potential palm for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, it ended up getting the Grand Prix, which most would argue is the second place. Which again, there were excellent films in there, but Minotaur clearly was a major contender. Fjord ended up winning the Palme d'Or, well deserved, excellent film for sure. I would add Fjord more in my top 5 or 6. Okay. But again, these are just comparing different films to each other, which is hard to do to begin with. So I wouldn't say Fjord winning the Palme was a shock. Not at all. We knew that was in contention. This is what I would say with this year's jury, because the jury changes every year. You never know what to expect. Yep. This year's jury, I like them because their favorite films generally were my favorite films.
Okay.
And that's obviously many years not the case. But my sort of, Fatherland I thought was great, and Minotaur and Fjord and Coward, and those were all the films that they awarded. So I think there would be maybe a similar sensibility. I think I would say that. But there was talk for Minotaur for the Palme, and it's a very strong film. Yeah, that was definitely my favorite. Yeah.
Great. Well, another one for us to keep an eye out for
sure
as we move through the year. That's it for our conversation, chatting about Cannes and your experience. It's so exciting. I'm sure that over the coming weeks, you'll have more to share, and we'll be hearing more about all of the films that were shown over the past few weeks. And we're in the middle of booking everything from the fall. So
for sure. We are in the thick of things right now. It's high season.
Yeah. I also wanted to mention, if anyone didn't see our announcement a couple weeks ago, WIFF Under the Stars is coming up soon.
Yep.
Join us for free movies all weekend long on June 12th to June 14th. That's at the lawn outside of the Windsor Aquatic Center and the Art Windsor Essex buildings. You can find our full schedule of free films, including family programming, date night stuff, everything that you would need any time of day. Everything is at windsorfilmfestival.com. That's all. Vincent, Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you soon.
See you soon.
Okay. Thanks, everyone.